Hello, I'm Angela March, and I am activated by books. I'm going to be reading an excerpt from my international bestseller, Watch Me, Watching You. It's a thriller. I'll be reading on my iPad. Okay, here we go. Labor Day weekend, Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, 1996. 1. Dodd. I've watched her all summer. She watches me too. Her cat and mouse game, coy yet sly, shy then overtly flirtatious. I've watched every decent and not so decent looking man and older teen boy beg to roll the dice in her game. They all lose. They all want a taste, a feel, a touch of the grand prize. Pathetic creatures, except for one. He knows her game. He plays the same game. It makes her furious. The push, the pull, attention, ignore, forward, retreat. She stands slowly, seductively brushes. She stands slowly, seductively brushing the sand off her body, giving him an accidental glimpse of her pert young breasts and her pink and white polka dot bikini top. It's no accident. She swishes her long dark ponytail as she turns, adjusting her tiny matching bottoms before prancing to the water's edge. He watches her from behind his dark sunglasses as he sits proudly perched on his lifeguard stand. He twirls his whistle around his finger with more frustration now. 6 times right, 6 times left. Never 5, never 7, 6. It's always 6. She lets out a high-pitched squeal as the cold water breaks around her slim tan calves. We watch her preen and splash water against her golden skin, one of her daily shows for her fans scattered close, yet far enough away. And 3, 2, 1. Enter the pervy married family man with a barreled belly that decides to pathetically kick the ball around with his oldest of 4 children. His game is the same when she preens. He suddenly becomes interested in his children. He purposely misses the ball his oldest boy kicks, allowing it to roll towards her. He makes a lame comment about his kid as she picks up the ball, giving him an accidentally on purpose show. She knows what he wants. A gawking of her goods. Her smile is coy, sickening sweet. She hands him the ball as his stressed out wife, with the newest addition to their family sitting on her ample hip, calls out his name. It's the same game every day. A different male, the same males. It's not the guys her age or the teens with the uncontrollable hard-ons that creep me out. It's his type. The ones who lick their lips, adjust their crotch in their dad's swimsuits, and gawk behind the privacy of their sunglasses. She walks from the water and across the bleached sand in my direction. She acts like she doesn't see me as she passes me, kicking up sand. She sees me. We watch each other. That's our game. A few minutes later, she walks past me again. This time, she's sucking on a bright cherry red popsicle. She stops in front of the lifeguard stand. He stops spinning his whistle and jumps down. She flashes a smile, exposing her white, perfect teeth before sucking on the pop, taking a long, meaningful lick. He adjusts his red board shorts, then brushes his sun-kissed blonde hair away from his eyes. He reaches out and wipes a sticky drip from the side of her popsicle-stained mouth. I turn away as she glances over her shoulder at me. I turn away for a moment before I steal another glance. I want to watch. She's gone. Red Shorts is back on top of his perch, twirling to 6 and back again. I look over my shoulder, searching for a sign of her. Amelia? A long, painful pause. Merritt? I hear my mother's loud, slurred voice and know my day of watching is done. What are you doing out here? I take hold of her arm to help her back into her parents' small, crude beach shack that was recently sold to a developer. She needs the money to survive. We need the money to survive. What she doesn't need is to lose the good memories she made here as a child and happy, hopeful teenager. She chooses to live in the darkness that has taken over her life, our lives. I guide her around the few boxes of personal belongings, noticing the third empty fifth of vodka on top of the overflowing trash bin. Have you eaten today? She looks at me through bloodshot eyes and nods no. Go sit on the sofa and I'll rummage something up. I watch her as she stumbles through the path of boxes, knocking over a few in her drunken state. After I forced her to eat a ham and cheese sandwich that was so heavily smeared with mayonnaise, coating the stale bread so it would slide down her throat easier so she wouldn't choke. She fights sleep. I pop more pills. Night has fallen. Her soft cries have diminished. She sleeps now. A flash of lightning catches my attention as it races across the sky. A late summer storm is brewing. I start gathering the trash that needs to be taken out before the rain comes. I pull on my hooded sweatshirt, pink in color, with tiny black hearts, then grab the bags to haul to the road. The wind has picked up, whipping sand around me halfway to the road. I stop and pull my hood over my head, shielding my face from the biting sand. The rain started as soon as I placed the last bag in the bin. I waited for you. I look up from beneath my hood, Red Shorts guy. My focus returns to the rocky path, pulling my hood over my eyes before continuing to the house. The rain is falling harder now. A bright flash of lightning illuminates my surrounding. That's when I see her walking along the boardwalk towards the water. I stop and watch as Red Shorts starts running after her. I hear her laughter in the waves of the wind. I walk closer and closer, closer still, until a flash lights up their entangled silhouettes standing on the boardwalk. I step into the tall, sharp seagrass close to the boardwalk. She laughs as his hands work over her short white dress, exposing the tops of her thighs. He is arched over her as her head falls back, exposing her throat to him. Her hands splayed over his back. I watch as his muscles contract and release under his thin, drenched t-shirt. She drapes her leg around his waist as he jerks down the top of her dress, exposing her pert chest, taking each of them into his mouth. I hear her song of desire drifting to me. She lifts her head and looks at me, slyly smiling, knowingly mocking me before dropping out of my sight. He pitches forward, hands against the rail, his face tilted to the rain that's falling and the lightning that's illuminating the black sky. I watch, waiting for her to come back to me as the rain drips from my covered head and into my eyes. I try to blink away my blurred vision, only to fail. I wipe my eyes with the back of my sleeve. I blink again, and they're gone. 2. Dodd. The car is all packed, I say in a hushed tone, knowing she'll be hungover and grumpy. Good, I need to run a quick errand before we get on the road, she croaks. Her throat burned from the alcohol she consumes, her hands shaking as she tries to keep a sip of room temperature water down. I reach into the empty freezer and pull out a full lemon lime bottle and hand it to her. She looks confused. Then it hits her what I just gave her. A lifeline in her world. Thank you, she states meekly as she places her hand on mine. She unscrews the top and takes a needed drink. There's just a few more things if you want to wait in the car. She nods and picks up her bag. Her face tells me she's heartbroken. Her love of vodka tells me she's drowning in sorrow for what was. Her memories past. She can't see the future. She looks around the house for the last time and walks out the door. I hit the main breaker and grab the rest of the stuff. I lock the door behind myself and toss the key into the tall seagrass under the boardwalk. I put the rest of the bags in the back of the old Volvo station wagon and look at the ocean one last time. The beach is empty today. The last of the summer visitors have gone back to their homes, back to their lives and reality. Now it's time to get back to ours. I reach in my pocket for my lifeline. 2 little blue pills. I slide behind the wheel. Ready? She looks out the window, then back at me and nods. 2 hours later and half of her bottle gone. She's at her almost aware stage. This is the stage where she becomes somewhat chatty, teetering between reality and darkness, reaching for something she'll never have again. Contentment. I can feel her eyes on me, watching me. This makes me uncomfortable. What happened to your knees? I look down, confused by her question. I'm not sure. I tripped on a loose board? Looks painful. She leans over for a closer look. Are those splinters sticking out of your skin? Maybe. Don't they hurt? They do now that I've noticed them. No. She sits up and takes another drink, then focuses on the passing scenery. After a few minutes pass, I realize this stage is over. I start to zone out as time and miles pass behind us. We should be back in Raleigh before noon. I glance over and see she is finally asleep. I turn on the radio for company and relax my head back against the headrest. I'm not sure if it was the sudden gravel kicking up, or the blaring horn that pulled me out of my subconscious mental state. I correct the car with my lane and look in the rearview mirror to see a version of myself smirking. I look back at the road, then back at my reflection. What happened? She sits up and tries to focus. I blink. I'm having a hard time focusing. I swerve to avoid roadkill. I try to calm the situation. Oh, she mumbles, turning up her bottle, draining the last of the liquid. Are we almost home? Almost. She reaches over and turns the radio station, then leans back and closes her eyes once again. I look back in the rearview mirror and see nothing but Labor Day traffic behind me. These hallucinations are going to kill me or someone else. An hour later, we pull into our driveway. Our house used to be one of the best on the streets. Now it's seen better days. The grass is dead and splotchy. A shutter has fallen from one of the upstairs window and is laying on the roof of the front porch. The once beautiful flower beds are gone, and the shrubs are overgrown and wild. The garage door is off its track and closes 3/4 of the way. Are we home? She asks, trying to focus. Yes. She misses twice before she connects to the door latch. I watch her stumble toward the front door. We forgot to take We forgot to take the keys. I get out of the car and cringe. I almost forgot about my knees. I make my way slowly to the front door and slide the key in. She pushes past me. I'm hit with the stale heat from leaving the air on 75 when we left a week ago. There's no air circulation. I can't breathe. I walk over and turn down the air before I get busy unpacking the car. I'm at 15 minutes. This book is so good. Anyway, support me. I'm a writer. I love writing thrillers. This book was so interesting to research and to write. Anyway, link in bio. Angela March. You can buy this on Amazon and really any supporting book. No, wait a minute. No, sorry, that was a lie. This book is enrolled in Kindle Unlimited, meaning you can read it with Prime Reading on Amazon for free. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.